fire, 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 fire. Lean is law. The ugly side of being extremely lean. All right, what is this? Why do men do this to themselves? You know, this is really unhealthy. Even actors tell you not to do this.
When you commit to a diet so hard and so long that the smell of dog food and dog makes you hungry.
I'm sorry, what? That was so out of left field. Can we replay that for a second?
When you commit to a diet so hard and so long that the smell of dog food and dog makes you hungry, you know you're online with serious levels of commitment.
Your body
Are you for real?
is sending you these messages to eat so that you survive. It takes over your life.
You need to know all this shit, man. Life ain't good.
But this is like a form of like male anorexia, man. Women do this. I've heard of girls starving themselves. Dude, this one time there was a girl in my school who said she basically just had like ice cubes and like a banana all day. She was stickly thin, like really scary. That was anorexia. I didn't know what it was at the time, but yeah. Too much banana,
I think you
yeah,
remember
pretty
fitness
much.
experts speaking about the risks of getting too lean. I just never thought it would happen to me. As you can see, I was quite chubby, but I always aspired to be in top 1% shape. For me,
But that's
this
like
meant single-digit body
insane,
fat.
man.
Be careful. If you get too lean, you get too chiseled, you might have girls jumping on you all over the place.
When people define
yeah.
aesthetics, they're not talking about the 15% body fat guy.
Bro, low key, like, let's go back.
All over the place.
And when people define aesthetics, they're not talking about the 15%.
Like this is fine, bro. Like, even this in certain circumstances is fine. I think when you start, like, pudging out and you're unhealthy, that's when it becomes a problem. This, like, I don't know, man. This is extreme. Athlean range is crazy, man. Anything on middle row is fine. Like, realistically, I think, like, if you can lift up like big boxes and you can like reach things and be relatively active, that's good enough for most women. You don't have to be a fucking athlete.
Body fat guy.
Lift up a
I hate to
4
break
pound
it to you,
woman.
but they're
Okay,
not.
man.
6%
Okay, man, you're
sub
getting banned.
is where the real magic happens.
All of my
What?
childhood idols were incredibly lean. Today, staying shredded is often presented as the ultimate marker of peak athleticism and appeal. A recent trend on social media, known as lean is law, only
Lean is
amplifies this
law.
narrative. But with products to sell and
That's
followers to
crazy.
gain, fewer and fewer people are talking about the ugly side of staying extremely lean.
Is that a child? I'm sorry. Like, I'm really sorry if this is like an adult. I don't, again, that was my first reaction. I apologize. No, that's a grown man. He's like 17. They have a baby face. There's no way.
Something that's crushing many people's progress and mental health, with many teenagers
I don't
resorting to assistance.
17 is a child? No, for sure. I'm just saying, like, is like a 15-year-old?
But before we get into that, we need to look at the unfiltered realities, each one getting progressively worse.
Damn.
You think that people are all dieting in a healthy way?
Life literally does just end up becoming you fighting against your bodies.
This is one of the most brutal aspects of getting shredded.
I don't ever want to experience that again, and I don't wish that for any of you guys.
Wow.
This is me closest to my leanest. While I might look the strongest I've ever been, this couldn't be
Damn.
further from the truth. In fact, I looked a lot skinnier in clothing, while my neck was considerably smaller, by at least a good few centimeters. Under some lighting, you'll look gaunt in the face, and a lot smaller and more 2D. Take Conor McGregor at featherweight, next to him more bulked up.
My arm
I think he looks way better here. Am I crazy? He looks gaunt. Like, his face is more square. This looks like more full and like healthy looking. I don't know. It could be the clothes too, but like he looks really gaunt here.
Arms went from 17 inches all the way to 15 and a half inches. If you don't think that's not going to have an impact on the way the arms are hugging the sleeves, then I don't know what to tell you.
There's a trend on TikTok of sleeper builds, where the person looks like they've never touched a weight until they flex, largely the result of baggy clothing and a very low body fat percentage. This is
Holy
even more
shit,
pronounced
he's
in
huge.
professional bodybuilders
That's a 10
who get far
fucking
closer to
huge.
5% body fat. The leanest get what's known as death face, where you can see their
Oh
skull.
my
If
God.
bodybuilders look like this, You can expect to look a lot smaller and feel weaker, something that was made a lot worse.
Oh my god.
It's something I haven't experienced too much.
Again, he looks fine here. Damn, he's got a run-down house. But you know what? He's trying. He's getting fit.
Since I was a teenager.
True. Oh yeah, the body does
Behind the aesthetic allure of having a fitness model physique, the reality is a world that I think is quite fucked up.
The leaner you get, the more difficult it becomes to stay objective about how you look. For example, this photo I took while taking some progress updates.
He has a six-pack. Do you know how fucking hard that is to get?
I'm sat down and still have a visible six-pack, but after seeing this, I could only focus on my waist, which is where I store most of my fat. The same.
That's so sad, man. He looks at his achievement. Like, getting a six-pack is not easy, and he's focusing on his sides. That's crazy,
After taking this video, a few weeks after gaining some weight, it's crazy to me now, but I was disappointed with how much lower body fat I had. In fact, dysmorphia, even after getting extremely lean, is a lot more common than I realized.
When I was done with that movie, I don't ever want to be in that good a shape again. You've got things like water under your skin that you're worrying about, like making your six-pack into a four-pack, shit like that.
Oh my god.
Pod illustrated this with a graph, showing how weight loss tends to improve body image up until you get too lean.
Most often,
Oh, it's like an exponential. It's like an exponential curve. You start to hit a wall.
once they get past the so-called beach lean stage and start pushing into shredded territory, a switch flips in their brain and they can no longer see their physique objectively.
I have the best physique I've ever had right now, yet still when I look in the mirror, I get upset.
That's crazy to me. That reminds me of like young teenage girls, like in movies and like shows when they're perfectly skinny and they're just like, I need to be skinnier, or I need to be more tan, and you're just like, why are you doing this to yourself?
The result of social
Girls
comparison,
and boys aren't really
hormonal
that
changes,
different.
and the moving goalpost effect. Once you've lost all the fat you can, you shift your focus to new perceived flaws, often ones you can't change, making satisfaction feel perpetually out of reach. This is made worse by the fact you can expect to be physically weaker.
It's guaranteed strength loss. It is regressive underload, if that makes any sense.
And it's very difficult.
That's why sumo wrestlers, even though they're really strong, they're big and bulky and fat, they're still stronger than any guy like this. No offense to this guy. I'm just saying they're stronger than you. It's all about like aesthetics.
You know, if you're being overly harsh in your head, partially because you'll be sleeping worse and a lot more lethargic and achy. This is a diagram showing each of the small injuries I've picked up over the last 3 years. Notice how most of them are while I'm at my leanest. Perhaps this is just a coincidence. I run a lot and train martial arts, which means impact injuries are expected, but I think it has more to do with the impact that getting quite lean can have on recovery.
Guys, I'm not one to have difficulties falling asleep, but over the last few weeks, this has been the worst sleep of my entire life.
When your body feels at risk of
It's I'm sorry. It's the freaking. Oh, that's terrible. That was a terrible meme. I laughed. Man got sucked dry. Me after stream.
famine. It does everything in its power
Yeah, the
to
fake
increase the
aliens
chances
like
of you getting a
Zoe.
good meal. Meanwhile, your energy availability is lower, and effort feels more painful.
Yeah.
Every single rep felt like my soul was crushing.
When doing Muay Thai while at my leanest, I feel like I've been castrated. There's a complete lack of aggression.
Training isn't always the greatest because you don't get a pump anymore. Your joints.
Because you're starving yourself. That's when you're not supposed to have high activity when you're fasting. Like, I literally looked into it. I did intermittent fasting for a while during COVID. I don't know. I guess I just kind of did it for fun and like disciplining myself about food and stuff. But like the point is, I remember reading and being very thorough. You're not supposed to fucking work out really hard during this phase, but these guys do it anyway. And then they have low energy and motivation afterwards because they're expending all of your energy into working out, and there's nothing left for you like after you're done.
Get sore very easily, so you need to be very conscious of the way you lift.
Body fat can be beneficial for recovery and joint cushioning, such as the infrapatellar fat pad located in the knee.
Oh yeah, they get they snap their meniscus. It's a very common thing for these bodybuilders. I remember reading about it because my mom tore her meniscus while painting the deck in our house, well the family house that I used to live in. She tore it, and she said that when she went to the doctor, he said, do you lift weights or something? Do you like starve yourself? And she's like, no, I was like just bending down and I tore my meniscus. And I'm like, why did you ask my mom if she's a bodybuilder? And then I looked into it, and apparently it's a very common thing that happens. Yeah.
Cushions the kneecap and absorb shock.
She's
the lack of fat around the joints really does take a toll.
Recovery takes a hit, while injury risk increases.
It's like a battery that cannot restore to 100% capacity. You only go up to 50%.
Which is why you can expect your body to respond by sending your hunger hormones into overdrive.
Ravenous appetite. Is this the fucking dog shit eating?
Lawani shows how the leaner you get, the more difficult and all-consuming it can become. Past a certain point, your body starts getting worried about starvation.
What it does to your brain, being this lean, you just want to eat absolutely anything and everything, man.
The smell of dog food makes me fucking hungry. Worse than that, he takes a dump. The smell of his crap makes me hungry.
Okay, that's kind of strong. I don't think I would admit that on like camera, but okay.
I never got to this level, but I knew it was time to stop losing fat when a squirrel scurried past me, and I automatically barcode scanned its calories with my eyes. On the last week at my uni, I'd also regularly be thinking of Chinese food before bed.
When you're working out, you're hungry after the workout. When you eat your meal makes you hungrier.
It's no surprise why binge eating
That's
is so
fucked.
common amongst bodybuilders after shows.
It's painful, but it's true, people.
And then purging too. Like if you be like, again, the whole bulimia thing. If you're gorging yourself and then you realize, oh god, I gorged myself, I'm gonna lose my, like my gains, and that leads to bulimia. And again, I genuinely think that the perspective of male eating disorders is really underplayed. And this is nothing against women that have eating disorders, but for the vast majority in popular media and in like mental health crises, they always talk about women suffering from this. And I don't know what the proportion is, but it is happening to men as well. It's not disproportionately happening to women only.
Your relationship with food is just down the drain. I came out of my last prep with a slight eating disorder, and that was due to being that level of lean. Your day evolves around nothing.
Again, he's underplaying it because he's a boy and he wants to underplay it and to not seem weak. My guy, it's okay. I just want to give him a hug. I feel bad, man. I don't know. This is the woman in
But
me.
you
I
see,
don't know.
by getting
It's
extremely
sad.
lean, this is a normal thing because your body wants you to eat. This is what many refer to as starvation mode.
The day we wrapped the movie, I just fell off the wagon hard.
The
Yeah.
dual intervention model for body fat levels suggests that humans have two biological set points for body fat. A lower threshold, below which the body resists further fat loss to help you avoid starvation, and an upper threshold, above which it promotes fat loss to avoid excessive weight gain so you can avoid predation. Between these thresholds is a comfortable range where the body maintains weight more easily.
If you're at a body fat percentage that is healthy for you, it shouldn't feel unhealthy. It's actually quite individual. You might be the lucky soul who it's 10%, or you might be the unlucky soul, quote unquote, who is 20%.
For me, I only dip below my ideal range very briefly. I've also found the more experience you have, the lower this range becomes. It's important to distinguish whether the side effects are from being too lean or prolonged calorie restriction, where a calorie bump or a diet break can help. But the point remains.
In my right mind, I would say that most lifters should not get shredded.
Maybe I'm being dramatic, but what really got to me was seeing my testosterone drop from healthy to the levels where fitness influencers start getting prescribed TRT.
When my body is like lean and aesthetic, I feel like shit. I feel like less of a man. My sex drive is shit. My sleep is shit. It just isn't fun.
Which gave me a dilemma to think about.
But then why do you do it, man? I wouldn't want that, like, for myself, like, feel like less of a woman and, like, feeling like shit, like, what the heck? Lean is
Many of the
king,
people
you're
on your
right.
social media feed who stay shredded year-round are either sacrificing their health for social media or using assistance, many of which claim natural, which is why what was impressive 10 years ago is no longer as impressive today. I think it's suspect to care about what another man puts in his body.
That's kind
but
of
what put
funny.
me off is hearing about people who have regretted the decision.
Always being lean, you know, for the Instagram or for YouTube, I just wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't sleeping a lot. I wasn't trying to raise the levels naturally, but instead I hopped on a hormone replacement therapy in order to fix the problem, you know.
That's
But this
so
ignores how
bad.
goals and body
Just
dysmorphia
start
works.
eating,
If you're
bro.
a driven person, you're just gonna keep moving the goalposts.
It's a never-ending game of never being satisfied with who you are. And I fell into that trap, man, and I'm completely real about
This reminds me of women that would starve themselves and be like, I just can't handle the hunger, and like I feel dizzy, and I just can't. I keep falling asleep, and I'm starving myself. Oh, cigarettes! Oh, that helps you stay awake because of the nicotine. Oh yeah, I'll just start taking cigarettes. It becomes a never-ending cycle of like trying to fix the problem. It's like the problem is you should just eat food and not starve yourself and die.
that. It's the biggest mistake I made in my life, you know.
For me at least, the benefits of staying natural are greater, even if it means having less muscle and gaining a bit of fat every now and again. My
That's
lower
crazy to
testosterone
me.
fluctuation quickly corrected once I started eating more calories, sleeping more, and better managing my stress. As a precaution, I also take vitamin D, zinc, and magnesium. These
This
are
is
some
an
very
ad.
common deficiencies that can decrease your testosterone. It's best to get them from your diet, but as an insurance policy, the place I usually get them from is My Protein.
I
the
fucking
sponsor
knew
of
it,
this
it's an
video.
ad,
It's also where I
fuck.
brought a lot of my protein
Oh, he's
powder
a cat,
from
though.
for the
He's
last
a
8
cute
years,
cat.
because it's one of the cheapest, lowest calories, and easiest to digest ways to hit my protein goal.
But Chatty's showing a cat. It's kind of cute.
My favourite is
This
the
cat
cinnamon
likes
Danish.
protein.
But if you're fussy, I recommend getting a vanilla and mixing it into a smoothie or a milkshake. Also, I don't know if they'll be in stock, but I always order a load of seamless t-shirts whenever they are, because they're comfortable and they fit well. This one here is around 3 years old, and it's still just as comfortable. You can currently get
Wow, what an
70% off
ad.
my
A
protein,
t-shirt
plus an
and
additional
protein.
15% when you use my code BRETT. It also helps me out a ton. We'll hopefully give
He
them more of
mixes
a
the
reason
cat with
to sponsor
protein.
more videos in the future.
Shut up! Because you're
Unrealistic standards can be
disgusting.
detrimental, especially when striving for extremes, like 5% body fat, or far below your lower set point. Unless you're an advanced athlete with a very
That is
specific
fucking
goal,
crazy.
it's probably in your best interest.
I
Not
don't even get the point of him doing this. I don't understand. In football, don't you need like long distance? Like, doesn't he feel sick? I don't know. I thought the whole point of soccer is that you're doing this for like an hour and a half to 2 hours at a time. So it's the GOAT.
with a very specific goal, it's probably in your best interest not to aim that low. Trying to maintain single-digit body fat year-round is not only unnecessary,
Runner's
also
low weight
risky
equals better
for social
stamina.
media influencers.
He probably
It's
gets
often
hurt a
worth
lot
it to
though,
them.
no?
It makes it much easier to sell stuff and gain followers. Fortunately, Instagram isn't real life. Most of the leanest
True.
athletes don't even maintain 8% body fat year-round. Whether that's Ronaldo, Bruce Lee, Leon Edwards, or Michael Phelps. Take Olympic runner Hilary Stellingworth. She looks incredibly lean in all her photos, while her husband is actually a researcher, revealed in a study how she had increased her weight and body fat before competitions, suggesting that it's not sustainable from a health or performance perspective to be at peak body composition year-round.
Wow, that's actually really cute. Her fucking husband is a scientist for health and sports. That's pretty cute.
This isn't to suggest you need to bulk up like the Michelin Man just to be safe though. Most
No.
issues can be avoided by stopping before you get to single-digit body fat. Most people won't be able to tell a difference.
Being lean.
That is crazy. It looks like almost like the same. The only difference is that there's this muscle here that's like, I just don't get it, man. His boobies are more bulgy.
Being
Looks
lean
fine.
doesn't guarantee happier. It just guarantees lean. It's on you to choose the things and the hobbies and the friends and the lifestyle that
I
makes
don't
you
know, man.
happy.
Do whatever you
and if
want.
leanness is
Just
a
be
part of
healthy,
that,
don't die.
sweet. And if it's not, no big deal.
You'll probably look better
shit.
and more healthy with slightly more body fat. especially in clothing.
10% body fat is just flat out too lean for most men.
And this should be motivating. Your ideal body, whether that's a sports, performance, or looking good, is probably much more in reach than you realize.
True.
This is just one of the many reasons
Just be healthy,
why you
chat.
shouldn't follow celebrity fitness advice.
True!
If you want to see how ridiculous it can be, watch this video next.
Celebrities also fucking lie. They take like Ozempic and shit and then say that they lost it naturally. Yeah, many such cases. Thank you, Josh Bread. That was a really good video. Chat, I don't care how you look. Just be healthy. Just be healthy. Don't be weird. Okay?